look right here, all the blue here are tickets that are not sold, right? And not only that, this is a fight that, let's be honest, could get pulled at any time. I mean, Ryan Garcia is so unstable. He is not giving me any confidence where I could say to you guys, hey, he's definitely showing up to April 20th. That's why I haven't bought a ticket either. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are set to fight on April 20th of this year, and when the fight was announced back in February, this fight was really hyped. I was super excited for this fight, but I feel like the hype for this fight has died for so many reasons, so many obvious reasons.
The hardest to share all the love that he gave me, and I try to help out the kids. I'm laughing because I'm high as fuck.
And while yes, maybe a lot of people would argue that the whole Ryan Garcia drama and him acting pretty crazy these past couple of weeks, they might argue, hey, this would actually add to some entertainment, but for me, it doesn't. We're gonna get into why in this video, and we're also going to talk about the ticket sales because apparently the ticket sales have not been selling. We're going to take a look if that is true. And I also want to touch on their face-to-face that they did. It released on dazn earlier. I'm gonna be honest, there isn't much to take away from it, just the typical trash talk that we saw at the press conference already. But still a couple things to talk about here and there that we could take away from that going into the fight that is, like I said, less than a month away. It is crazy. And I want to talk about a lot of things because this fight is definitely interesting and I think it has interest a lot of people. But before we get into it, I want to remind you guys to subscribe button, like, comment, intro. We're almost at 12K, guys. You guys have been really supporting me these last few weeks, guys. I really appreciate all the nice comments and everything like that. So just make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell because it helps the channel so much, helps the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the video and helps it share to other people. So please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But let's talk about the fight. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, these two have been kind of circling around each other the past 5 years or so. They did a face-off back in 2020 inside the ring. It was a lot more mutual than what's going on here. It looked a lot more friendly. And we've seen Ryan Garcia since then, right? He lost to Gervonta Davis, and Ryan Garcia has courage. I mean, the guy is fighting some of the best competition in that weight class in boxing. Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney and the fans too are the only ones that benefit. And Ryan Garcia, I think, deserves a lot of credit. I know he's been going crazy these past few weeks, and we're gonna get into that now. But Ryan Garcia, it has been a popular topic on this channel. I've talked about in the past. Ryan Garcia acting extremely crazy in a lot of these press runs, tweeting out very crazy, deranged things, from twitching in interviews and making weird facial expressions, from saying one thing one day and something else the other.
About you and Bernard?
No, we are not cool at all. I don't know what's up with Bernard.
Let's squash the beef. For real.
We don't have no beef.
Okay, there we go then.
Ryan Garcia has been acting very off, and I think it has a lot to do with his mental health. He has pulled out of fights before because of his mental health. And to be honest, this fight should have been called off a long time ago. I mean, we've seen now Ryan Garcia since then. I haven't really made a video in a while about Ryan Garcia. Recently, I saw him on stream with Aiden Ross in like the middle of the night, drinking and eating chips, like while Devin Haney is getting rest, while Devin Haney is doing all the correct things to get into their matchup. Like, Devin Haney is not taking Ryan Garcia lightly. Like, Devin Haney is extremely talented, and I think even if Ryan Garcia was 100%, I still think Devin Haney would win. So I don't think it's looking good for Ryan Garcia. And we're gonna get into that because I think that plays a lot to the hype around this fight, why the hype of this fight has died. Before we get into why the hype has died, in my opinion, on that thing, let's look at the ticket sales because a lot of people have been poking holes at this, right? Like I said, this is going to be taking place in the Barclays Center. I live very close. I could go there, and I did consider going to the fight because I've been wanting this fight for the past 4 or 5 years or so. Finally, the fight's happening, and yeah, I am not going to this fight, and you guys are about to see why. All right, so as you guys can see, we're on Ticketmaster. All right, guys. Now, I don't know if this is the best place to look at the tickets, guys. You guys gonna have to let me know in the comment section below. I know for MSG, usually it's the best place. Not sure about the Barclays Center because I've actually never gone to the Barclays Center, believe it or not. But point is look, guys, we're gonna take a look at the obvious, the prices. Oh, good God, look at these prices. So this, you guys might be thinking $200 for a ticket. You know, not bad, not a bad price, Jack. What are you talking about? But that is for the cheapest tickets, guys. Look, if you guys want to sit here, $250 to sit here. Okay, guys. Now that is pretty insane. All right, and you guys might be like, okay, Jack. Well, what is it like? You know, maybe I want to get a little bit better tickets. You know, what's the price looking like? Let's take a look at number 8. And oh my God, it is, let's see how much, $1,500 for one person, and this isn't even necessarily super close. Honestly, guys, just a little pro tip: if you guys have never gone to a fight, I suggest sitting around these areas. These are very good. I one time got floor tickets for a UFC fight night. It was not this much money, of course, but it was a lot cheaper, and it was the worst mistake of my life. It is not worth it. You actually pay less sitting here, but I don't want to go into a whole thing about ticket positioning. Make sure you guys sit around here, all right? This is a good area. If you look right here, all the blue here are tickets that are not sold, right? Which obviously, look, they've done a good job around here, but look, when you get to around here, which is the area that I said was the best place to buy tickets to see the fight, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're talking all of this blue stuff. This red stuff, I believe, is tickets that are being resold, so those tickets have been bought. Like, this is a lot of blue, and this is very concerning, as you guys can see. Like, look, blue, all of this blue. And I want to talk about why, all right? Now, I'm going to address the obvious as I talked about while I was showing you guys the tickets. The prices, they are crazy. I mean, UFC prices are around that much, right? And you're paying usually for the prelim, the early prelims, all the way to the main event. I think we all can agree that a UFC UFC event is definitely worth more than a boxing event, and that is no shade at boxing, right? It's not that I hate boxing as a sport. Normally at a boxing event, specifically even this event, you're paying for the main event, right? There is really no good undercard. They're usually just other people that are trying to get promoted. Nobody really shows up till the main event, if we're gonna be honest. But with the UFC, it's a whole show, right? There's the prelims. Some of the prelims are really good a lot of the time. Obviously, the main card is usually good. You got a co-main event, 2 title fights usually. You know, you usually have a good featured bout. That's usually how these pay-per-views are structured, unless you're UFC 301. But usually you're structured around that way, right? Well, obviously, this is just one fight that you're going to. And not only that, this is a fight that, let's be honest, could get pulled at any time. I mean, Ryan Garcia is so unstable. He is not giving me any confidence where I could say to you guys, hey, he's definitely showing up April 20th. That's why I haven't bought a ticket either. Because number one, I don't even think I'm going to be going to this fight at all. But number two, we have no idea if this guy is going to show up. And a lot of the time, some of the refund policies are a bit shady. Sometimes they don't even give you a full refund. It is not worth buying a ticket right now. Another reason why the hype is dying for this fight is because, yes, while Ryan Garcia was always an underdog going into this matchup, and most people probably would have picked Devin Haney, and let's be honest, that's probably what's going to happen, there was at least an element of mystery, right? We all knew Ryan Garcia had a good left hook. Maybe if he really devoted himself to a camp, maybe if he was 100%, maybe if he was locked in, maybe if he was serious, he can give us that confidence and kind of trick us and be like, hey, maybe this guy does have a chance. I think everybody can agree this is not going to be a good look for Ryan Garcia. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I honestly would not be surprised if we see Devin Haney finish him within the first 5 rounds or so, and I know Devin Haney isn't exactly a big finisher, but where Ryan's at, I mean, we have no idea. I mean, this could all be a troll. Yes, I know a lot of people have proposed that theory, but I don't think this is a troll. I think there's something wrong with this guy. I don't know if he's training 100%. You see his trainers even looking annoyed. So if Ryan Garcia isn't going to treat this fight serious, why should we treat it serious and actually buy a ticket? And I do think that the pay-per-view will do decent. I think a lot of people are going to tune into this fight and talk about the fight once the fight happens. I'm just not sure how many people are going to be convinced to go to a live event, especially with that price. Another thing is a lot of people have pointed out that none of these guys really have ties to New York. I mean, most of these guys have more of a following in the LA area, especially Ryan Garcia or Las Vegas. That could be an issue too. But the face-to-face was a bit interesting. There were a few cool things in there. You know, both those guys talking about their amateur fights. Devin Haney claiming that he had a standing 10-8 count on Ryan Garcia, where Ryan Garcia was so rocked that he had to stay there. The referee had to count to 10, kind of like a knockdown. Ryan Garcia saying, hey, that's not true. Ryan Garcia just also acting pretty crazy in this interview. Even Devin Haney at times is like, what the hell are you even talking about? What are you accusing me of?
He wouldn't admit that.
I don't know what he's talking about, but
Of course, you don't want to admit your plan, lower his guard, then we go get him. Nah, bro.
he's delusional. He's delusional. I don't know what he's talking about.
You probably don't notice you do it.
Do what?
Devin Haney also saying that he's going to knock Ryan Garcia out with a left hook. And yeah, just typical trash talk. Like I said, I didn't want to touch on it, but guys, this matchup is coming up. April 20th, this is going to be a big fight. I hope the best for Ryan. I'm worried about him. I like Ryan Garcia. I like the fact that he's willing to fight these guys. Yes, he is going through a tough time right now, and I hope the best for him, guys. I honestly do. I do like him as a fighter. I think he's willing to fight anybody. He's willing to please the fans, and I think that we do not give him enough respect in that regard. And yeah, these guys need to do something else in order to sell these tickets. Before we wrap up this video, I want to read some of the top comments of my last video. Last video was about UFC 301, talking about if that is the worst main card in UFC history, at least in terms of pay-per-view. And let's read some of the top comments. Yeah, this card is ass. It was low-key gonna happen eventually because of how good UFC 299 and 300 are. Yeah, I think we all know this, like I said in my video, right? There are times where the UFC does have a little bit, let's be honest, less quality cards. I mean, it happened last year in May and June when we had that UFC 289 card with Amanda Nunes and Irene Aldana. So yeah, UFC obviously goes down sometimes, it goes back up. And yeah, it seems like we've kind of entered this dry spell area after UFC 300. I'm a simple man. I see my man Jack Walter upload, I click. Thanks for the fire content, brother. You're a young MMA media prodigy like BJ Penn in the early days. Legend. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate, you know, the comparison to BJ Penn. But thank you guys all for supporting me, guys. You guys are honestly the best. You guys leave tons of comments like these all the time, and literally there isn't enough time for me to reply to all of them. I mean, I try to reply to as much as possible and add them in the video. That's why I like doing these now. Giving spotlight to some of you guys, showing me love and commenting. So you guys keep commenting. I love reading your comments. I reply. And if I don't reply, no, it's nothing personal. It's just sometimes some of these things get hidden, some of the things I don't even see. Last comment I want to read. Being headlined by Nunes isn't really bad though. She gave a lot of entertainment. Better than being headlined by Sean Strickland. And yeah, I can see your profile picture is a Dricus Duplessis profile picture with him with the belt, so I know you don't like Sean Strickland, but yeah, that is a bad take. Sean Strickland, I will say, guys, this might be controversial, but he does kind of have a little bit of a point, because yeah, some of Amanda Nunes' fights are actually more entertaining than Sean Strickland's fight. Like, I would love for someone to come up with top 5 Amanda Nunes fights and top 5 Sean Strickland fights, and let's see how they stack up. Because even the fight with Adesanya, it wasn't like a barn burner fight where it was like, oh my god, it was so shocking because of the upset, but if you look at it like as a normal fight, it really wasn't entertaining. The Dricus Duplessis and Sean Strickland fight was fun too. It's an interesting conversation, but I gotta say, I would rather Sean Strickland just because the entertainment he brings to trash talk, while Amanda Nunes is very respectful in the build-ups. Yes, she is one of the greatest female fighters of all time, if not the greatest, but still would rather Sean Strickland main event just because of all the excitement that he brings and all the drama. But guys, if you guys want to check out the video, that video will be on the screen. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are so amazing. representing you guys the best fan base in MMA. Make sure to click the Discord link in the description, guys, so you guys can join my Discord. Thank you guys for watching, guys, the best fan base in MMA, and I'll see you guys in the next one.